This next performer coming to our stage is indeed not trying something out for the first time. He's been doing this a very long time, and he will prove it with his awesomeness. Please, a big round of applause for Ski!
And...
Oh, my bad.
I should have died. It was an astounding accident. Little shards and jagged pieces of me, little shards and jagged pieces of my car, of the truck. The EMTs said later that they'd never actually seen a human being with less blood in their system. And another weird thing is, they said I'm the only person they've ever seen who survived after drinking that much oil. This is the way my body was lying. It kind of poured into my mouth, and I had a couple ounces. But I survived. Science is crazy, and it can do some amazing things. And in the weeks that followed, parts of me grew back, bones reknit themselves, pins went in and out, staples came in and out, sutures came in and out. And one day, I found I could look, I could see. Blurrily at first, and after a little bit after that, I could talk in little bits. And then, they wheeled me outside. I'm used to trees, I'm used to clouds, but there were words in them. And the words, very clearly and completely unavoidable, said, "We're brothers now. You can hear me. I am the earth, and I have drunk endless oceans of blood from your kind, but you drank of me. And because of this, we can talk." I tried telling people, and they gave me medications. They gave me things to make it go away, and sometimes they would work for a little while, and sometimes they wouldn't. And at the beginning, I didn't mind it. It was kind of neat. I mean, of all of the mental problems you're going to have, talking with the earth really doesn't sound that bad. Except, she never shuts up. Everywhere I walked, everywhere I went, spider webs, patterns in my lawn, the clouds. But the worst of all was rain and snow. As I'd be driving someplace, you know the light speed effect from Star Wars, where you're zipping through the snow and you're like, shh. Instead, I would hear stories about how much the fracking hurt, or about the ocean of plastic bags in the middle of the ocean, sea, or about the people who had died, their blood soaking into the earth. She would share them with me, and she said, "It feels so nice to have someone I can share with." But I didn't have anybody I could share with, because everyone would think I was crazy talking to the earth. But I could hear these things, read these things, and every single place I looked, everything that was of the natural world, I could see her writings in, and it came as a flood, endless volumes of Encyclopedia Britannica about her pains, about her day, about the things that had died, about the atrocities we were committing on one another. And it got too much, and at some point, I wrote her back in twigs and leaves, "Please, shut up. Stop. You're driving me crazy." And instead, all that did was it changed the words that I was reading into the various insanities of the people who had died and bled into the earth, the crazy things we had done to one another. And eventually, I had to leave. I went and found the most sterile place I could find, with no plants, no leaves, no twigs, no ants, no goddamn dust, nothing I could possibly look at to see her words. And for a few days, it was everything I'd hoped it would be. And then one day I started blinking. And it got worse. And I woke up one morning, and clear as everything she'd ever read to me, she said, "Do you know there are funguses that can infect your eyes?" And the volumes continued. I couldn't stop them. It was distracting before, but now there was an anger to it. Where once it was venting, now it was revenge. She knew it hurt me, and didn't care. She says to me, "Do you know how many of these whiny stories I've heard from your kind bleeding into me, and now you won't let me lean on you? Where's the reciprocity in that? Where's the love I give to you, you don't give back? Now you owe me." And now I couldn't avoid them, and I found myself twitching and sinking away from all the friends. I was in church, in the confessional, screaming at the priest saying, "What if God doesn't want to hear you? What if he just wants you to shut the fuck up for a while?"
I certainly agree.
So, I couldn't see anything but what she wanted me to see. I couldn't hang out with anybody. I certainly wasn't invited back to church anymore. I thought I would end it all, bleed back into the earth so that she could hear herself talking to herself for the rest of eternity. And as I bled into the earth, the pain slowly sinking into the cold, lying forward, all around me, the world sprouted. Little filaments from underground, and in my eyes the fungus rearranged itself, light speed to tell me, "Did you know that under every square inch of earth there are miles of ribosomes? Fungus spreading as far and as deep as the earth will allow before bedrock stops it. Do you think you can get away just by killing yourself? Oh, not this time, not this time. I have found a confessor, and this time you'll be my savior forever."
Yeah.
Once again for Ski.